Do the Bengals have a realistic shot at making a Super Bowl run? Hi again, everyone. I'm James Rapien with allbengals.com and Cincinnati Bengals Talk, and that is the question I'm going to be answering in just a few minutes right here on Cincinnati Bengals Talk. Welcome in. Happy playoff week. It's exciting. I hope you're as excited as we are. We're going to bring you a ton of content this week, from Peter King and other exclusive interviews to breakdowns, including the latest news. So I have two noteworthy things as of right now, as I record this about 10:30 in the morning on Tuesday. First of which, Auden Tate has just been cleared to practice. Good news for him. He's been on the injured reserve list since the 4th of December with a calf injury. So who knows? Maybe Tate could be back and help the Bengals offense in the playoffs, which would be nice because they're really three deep at receiver, and they could use a fourth guy, even if it's for a couple snaps here and there, to make an impact, and depth is always good. The other thing is the Bengals, well, they revealed their uniform combo for Saturday's matchup against the Raiders. Black jerseys with white pants, orange stripes, orange socks. They've worn that combo once this year against the 49ers in that 26-23 overtime loss. The Bengals 1-4 in black jerseys this year. They did win their last game in black jerseys against the Ravens when they really put the AFC North almost on ice, and then the next week they were able to clinch. So, look, it's a good-looking combo. We'll see how it plays out, and obviously there's a lot of things that need to go the Bengals' way for them to beat the Raiders, and we're going to dive into that throughout the week before Saturday's matchup. But I wanted to take a big-picture view of what this team is, their path to the Super Bowl, if they can make it, because I happen to like their path, and I think it's easier to like it when you have a Joe Burrow, right, leading the charge, but I do. I think that the Bengals certainly have a shot at making a Super Bowl run. But before that, I want to show you, see this cool sweatshirt I got right here? This is from Rivertown Inquiry, and it's not just that. Maybe you've seen our Bengals lock shirt, our tiger print lock shirt that we have out, that Jake Lisco and I released with the help of Doug and his crew at Rivertown Inquiry. Look, I shop local anyways, and I want to wear, and you're going to see me start wearing a lot of Rivertown Inquiry gear to show you all of the awesome stuff in the video so you can see it. It's something as simple as this cool Tiger Rocks glass, right? Cool Tiger on one side, and then you flip it. It's got Cincinnati. Something that simple. Picked this up last week at Doug's shop, and that's the beauty of it. You can search and look at everything online at rivertowninquiry.com, or if you're coming into town this week, they're open Tuesday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., Saturday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., and then let's say after the game, the Bengals beat the hell out of the Raiders, and you're still in town on Sunday, they're open 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. So they're open for you. You can check out all of their products, including, our Tiger Lock shirt that obviously they stocked and we've sold a lot of so far. It's a limited supply, so make sure you get them. It's 3096 Madison Road, Suite 1, about 10 minutes from downtown, or just go to rivertowninquiry.com and check out everything they have there. Also, come to our event on Friday night at Holy Grail, and I'm going to have some Rivertown Inquiry swag to give away as well. But let's dive in the Bengals' path to the playoffs here, because to me, or path to the Super Bowl, rather. They're in the playoffs, duh. To me, I don't want to say it's realistic, but I've seen some percentages from these websites and analytic websites, and it's like 8% or 6%, or I think it's higher than that. And I don't think that's me being biased. I don't think that's me being crazy. I'm looking at the bracket. I have the bracket right here in front of me. And so it's the Raiders. Well, of all the teams they could have played, and, they could have, by winning the division, it could have been a couple of teams, right? The Patriots, I wanted to avoid them. It could have been the Chargers if things would have, played out different. Wanted to avoid them. They weren't getting one of the top seeds. So to me, it's a pretty good draw round one. Then round two, they're going to get most likely, and this is, again, most likely, they're probably going to get the Tennessee Titans in Nashville. And there are a lot of people that are probably like, oh, the 1 seed, Derrick Henry's coming back. Mike Vrabel could be coach of the year. I get all that. I think it's a pretty good matchup. And they need a couple things to go their way for that matchup to happen. First of which is Buffalo needs to beat New England. Otherwise, they could win and have to go to Kansas City because I think Kansas City is going to beat the hell out of Pittsburgh. And it's dynamic seeding, so it's not like the 4 seed plays the team in front of them. It's the lowest seed plays, if they advance, they play the highest seed, and that's how it's going to work. And so the Bengals could play the Titans if they advance. They could play the Chiefs if they advance. And it just depends on who else advances, whether it's the Patriots or the Bills. To me, you could see the pluses of both. Because if you go to Arrowhead in round 2 for a chance at the AFC Championship game, that means that the Patriots are playing the Titans. Call me crazy, but I think the Patriots would have a shot to slow down Derrick Henry, keep that offense in check, Ryan Tannehill and company, and score just enough to go to Nashville and squeak out a win. I'm not saying they wouldn't be favored, but I could see that possibility happening. And so what you're saying then is you go to Kansas City with a chance to earn yourself a home playoff game, and not just a home playoff game, a home AFC Championship game at Paul Brown Stadium. Holy crap, that sounds awesome. At the same time, I would prefer, and that's just me, to avoid having to do 2 of these where you're like, all right, you go to Tennessee and then have to potentially go to Arrowhead. Maybe the Patriots shock the world, and if the Bills beat the Chiefs. If they advance this week, then they would go to Arrowhead. I wouldn't mind as much going to Buffalo. I know it's crazy in Buffalo and it's cold in Buffalo. I think they'd have a shot there. And so, to me, you could outline all of these scenarios, and it's like, oh, well, that's not too bad. That's not too crazy. And the most realistic one for me is this: if you beat the Raiders on Sunday or Saturday, then you probably go to Nashville. If you handle business against the Titans, then you're likely playing the Bills or the Chiefs. To me, that's doable. You already beat the Chiefs. Yeah, the Bills are good, no doubt, but I think they are certainly beatable. And one of the stats, and I'll credit Jay Morrison of The Athletic for this, he broke down all of the AFC playoff teams and their records against each other. The Bengals are one of 2 teams above 500. They're the only team that haven't lost to any of the AFC playoff teams. They're 4-0. They beat the Steelers twice. They beat the Chiefs once. They beat the Raiders once. The only other team above 500 is the Patriots, 2-1. Their loss was to the Bills. And outside of that, all of these other teams have just beat each other up. The top 3 seeds are a combined 7-8. None of them are above 500. The Chiefs and the Titans, the Chiefs are 3-3. The Titans are 2-2. So these teams are just, they beat each other up. The Bills are 2-3 against the AFC playoff teams. I like the Bengals' chances in all of these. It's not like you're going to go into any of these matchups and think, man, they're going to be overwhelmed. That's scary. That's going to be an L. I don't think that at all. I think that it's very realistic to look at them and say, oh, well, they can go into Buffalo and win, or they could go to Tennessee and win. And so when I look at this bracket, it's doable. And it starts by building momentum, something obviously the Bengals haven't been able to do in their past, 7 playoff appearances, is winning that first round matchup. You win that wild card round, and boom, it'll build confidence. And one thing Zach Taylor said on Monday, he said sometimes it's good to have players that don't know what they don't know. And they don't get, Jamar Chase doesn't give a damn about a playoff drought. He wasn't around for that. He doesn't care. He was born in 2000. Joe Burrow knows about it. He's an Ohioan, absolutely knows about everything. And all these guys have heard of it. You think he cares? You think that's going to bother him, or he's going to feel the weight of that? No. And so that part of it, when you take that away, and again, they could lose this week to the Raiders. I'm not looking ahead. I don't want you to think, oh my God, look at him looking ahead. And no. I want to give you my thoughts before the tournament starts. And to me, this Raiders game at home is winnable. If they go to Tennessee in the divisional round for a chance at the AFC title game, I think it could be much, much worse than that. If they have to go to Arrowhead, well, at least it's a team. It's going to be a crazy environment. I would rather not go there in the divisional round. I'd much rather go there and face them if you had to in the AFC title game. But at least it's a team they beat. And it's a team that's kind of dinged up this week, so who knows? And who knows? Maybe the Steelers shock the world, right? I don't see it happening, but maybe they do. The point is of all these teams, I don't think any of them are scary. None of them are invincible. They're all flawed. The Bengals, they have their flaws, right? I have questions about, the coaching staff. Some, are they going to outcoach these other teams? It's the first playoff run, okay? Don't rip me for that. Let them show it, and they can prove it. And if they prove it, there you go. The other thing is the offensive line. Obviously, it's a weakness. So those are the two things. But to me, I keep looking at this bracket, and it's like, man, if you get past the Raiders, whether it's Titans or Chiefs, you feel pretty good about it. I would prefer the Titans, and then let the chips fall where they may. Bills, Chiefs. At the same time, again, if you're saying you're playing New England for a home at home in the AFC title game, and there's a path to that, wouldn't hate that. The thing I would hate, and it would stink, is if you have to go from this Raiders game to Kansas City, and let's say you escape Kansas City, and it's an AFC title game, and you're going to Buffalo. That's tough. That's a tough path to pull off. And I'm trying to think, is there a scenario where, no, because if Buffalo wins, I lie. Well, it'd be the Titans. That would be how it would play out. Because if the Bengals and Patriots win, the Titans would get the Patriots, and then you could go to Nashville. I wouldn't hate that. AFC title game in Nashville, again, you guys could drive down if you live in Cincinnati. So, that's the hard part about the dynamic seating and doing it on the fly. Point is, though, all of these games are winnable. I'm excited. I think they have a real shot here. I'm not saying they're the best team. I'm not. But 8%, 6%, some of these analytic sites, I think it's much, much higher than that. There's only 7 teams in this tournament to get to the Super Bowl. Right, to get to it, I'm not talking about the NFC, the AFC. There's 7 teams. I think they have a much better than 8% chance to do so, especially with number 9, number 1, Trey Hendricks. We could go on and on and on about different guys that have made such a, 91, has made such a dynamic impact this year. So I'm excited. I hope you're excited. I've rambled enough. Get the Rivertown Inquiry. Get some swag like this. Get the Rocks glass. Get the Tiger print lock shirt, and we're coming with you. A lot of videos. Get ready. Get ready to watch Bengals videos right here on Cincinnati Bengals Talk. For Andrew Fox Miller, I'm James Rapien. Thank you so much for watching right here on CBT Cincinnati Bengals Talk.